Hello everybody, it's Jerry here once again coming to you with another essential topic Jesus preached about, and it is one that if we don't move in and if we don't walk in, the whole point of following Jesus is useless and does not exist, and that is faith. So today I'll be talking to you about faith. Now, what is faith? Now, according to Hebrews 11 verse 1, I'll read this version. It says, faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Faith is, now that's Hebrews 11:1. Now I'll give you faith, how I feel faith, how I see faith, or my definition of faith. Faith is what causes you to tap into God. I know someone will say it's prayer, someone will say it's by fasting, someone will give you a whole lot. But personally, I believe that without faith, you cannot see God, you cannot access God. Faith is that thing that allows you to tap into God and receive from Him. Now, Jesus really did speak a lot about faith, and it was because a lot of people doubted Him and His existence. And even though He had performed and done so much, people still didn't believe, to the point where He even made them realize that he asked a question, why do you only believe based on what you see? So faith is that particular spiritual blessing, that ability to tap into spiritual blessings which you don't have to see. You get it? To have faith is not something that you must have only when you see something happening in your life. That is completely wrong. Now you can see that in John 8 verse 24. Jesus said, unless you believe that I am who I claim to be, you will die in your sins. So clear. Jesus is telling you that unless you have faith in who He is telling you to be, unless you have faith in who the book is telling you God is, you will die in your sins. And that is not what He hopes for. It means that faith can unlock you from death. Faith releases you from death. Now, if you look at this, if we go over it again, you will die in your sins. It means that there is, once again, we're reflecting our faith. Our faith is based on Jesus, reflecting Jesus. There is nothing that can work outside Jesus. There is no life outside Jesus. That's why Jesus came in and preached the faith. Okay, because it's a principle that was established by God that unless you step in faith, you cannot access or reach God. Another thing that from Romans 10:17, it says, faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. What does that mean? Faith is not something you in Jesus, in this walk that we walk. Faith does not come by what you see, because sometimes your sight deceives you. But faith comes from hearing. And what do you hear? It says hearing the word of Christ. In other words, hearing God's spirit, hearing God's voice, hearing what God has to say about everything. These two things are the basis of complete and total faith. Faith is believing in what Jesus said without having to see works. And faith, when you do that, you will have life, because what would faith do? Faith in Jesus will save you from dying. And someone probably asked Jesus, how do I build this faith? And Jesus answered by saying, faith comes from hearing, and hearing through the word of Christ. What does that mean? Faith comes by connecting yourself to Christ. The more you hear something, the more you are connected to it. So faith and this whole faith thing and this belief and all of that, it comes by what? Listening and adapting to the word of Christ. Now, Jesus said something so profound. He said, even if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can tell that mountain, be thou be removed and be cast into the sea, and it shall obey your voice. That's the power of faith. Which means that if you truly have faith and you don't have a single iota of doubt in your heart, you can speak to any situation in your life and it will move. Why? Because you are tapping into God's knowledge and His power. So yes, Jesus spoke about faith. Now, one thing that as part of the learning thing, what you can do is you can just go on Google and type, what does the Bible say about faith? It will drop down a whole host of memory verses, a whole host of scriptures that you can learn from, and with that you can tap into this whole faith, this God kind of faith, and you will have total life. God bless you all. I'm Jerry. If you haven't subscribed, do what to subscribe. If you haven't checked out the previous videos, do what to check out those videos, and you'll be blessed. God bless you all. Flex your faith even as you walk this journey. I lost that. And yes, see you next time. Here comes the whoosh.